Hello Internet, God is love, and I'm Nigel Winters, and today I want to talk about forgiveness and its importance, and I would like to do this by carefully examining My Little Pony Equestria Girls. For those of you who don't know, My Little Pony is a cartoon show centered around Twilight Sparkle and her friends in the magical land of Equestria. Normally, this land is populated by talking ponies, dragons, griffins, buffalo, and the like, but in the show, there's also a separate world full of humans and basically looks like our world, except people have very interesting skin color and odd-sounding names, and there's a double for everyone in Equestria. This separate human world is the setting of the Equestria Girls series of movies, of which there have been 3. In the My Little Pony universe, the magical land of Equestria is presided over by Princess Celestia, a powerful alicorn who rules the nation with her sister Princess Luna. Celestia takes students under her tutelage. For a while, Twilight Sparkle was her student until Twilight ascended to princessdom by mastering the magic of friendship and becoming the Princess of Friendship. But before she did so, she uncovered the current elements of harmony. The elements of harmony are the show's ultimate deus ex machina. They fix everything, but in order to work, they need to be wielded by people who embody each individual trait. The traits are all about different aspects of friendship, so no surprise there. They are laughter, generosity, kindness, honesty, loyalty, and magic. Whenever Twilight and her friends use these elements to save the day, they always first rely on their friendship and the power that it has, before calling upon the elements to basically amplify their inner magic. Now that you have some background on My Little Pony, I want to make the case that the spin-off shows, Equestria Girls, actually argues that there is a 7th element of harmony very near and dear to every Christian's heart: forgiveness. The Equestria Girls series is, on the surface, the adventures of Twilight Sparkle in the human realm, with her befriending the human equivalent of her normal pony friends and solving problems. In reality, the Equestria Girls movies are really exploring the concept of forgiveness and reconciliation via the redemptive arc of Sunset Shimmer. Sunset Shimmer is from Equestria, not the human world, and used to be Celestia's pupil before disobeying Celestia and running away to the human world, which also, by the way, happens to be a high school. Sunset was trapped in the human world for several years, and in order to get revenge on Celestia, stole Twilight's crown, which was imbued with magic, and tried to raise a teenage army. However, there is an unintended side effect. By wearing the crown, Sunset was transformed into a reflection of what was in her heart, an ugly she-demon. Twilight raced to the human world, made friends, and using the power of her new friendship, literally blasted Sunset with a magic rainbow beam, undoing the damage Sunset caused, and transforming her back into a normal human. It is at this point that Sunset was forced to deal with what she had done. She betrayed her teacher, let hatred consume her, and tried to take over the world. Of course, Sunset was contrite and begged for forgiveness, saying,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know there was another way.
There are tons of lessons here about how untampered ambition can lead down a path of evil and hatred, but that's for another day. What comes next in our story is much more interesting. Twilight forgives her, and Twilight's new friends promise to teach Sunset all about friendship, and then Twilight goes home. But that's a really big deal. Sunset sowed division and anger amongst the student body of the Human World's high school, and was the queen bee through fear and intimidation. Yet Twilight's friends agreed to forgive Sunset and become her friend. Previously, the show established that all friendships are built around 6 components: laughter, because friends have fun together; kindness, because friends are kind to one another; generosity, because friends help one another; honesty, because friends don't lie to each other, nor do they deceive one another; loyalty, because friends always stick by friends; and magic, that spark which brings different people together. Nowhere in there is forgiveness mentioned. Sometimes we hurt our friends, either intentionally or not. That's where forgiveness comes into play. We forgive our friends and apologize when we have wounded them. This is crucial, and yet there's no element of harmony about this. But here, we see the literal princess of friendship, Twilight Sparkle, forgives her enemy, and Twilight offers her enemy friendship. That was the first Equestria Girls movie. In the second movie, Twilight is once again welcomed into the human world because sirens are basically trying to take over by sowing discord amongst the students, and like Sunset in the last movie, they are using the discord to control the student body through music, because they are sirens. Sunset has been welcomed into the friend group this time, and Twilight tries to stop the sirens, but can't, and she doesn't know why. Eventually, it's Sunset who realizes that the friends' magic isn't working because the group has a problem with their friendship. Namely, they're all really angry at each other. Sunset points out that for a while, they've been letting little slights and annoyances get to them, but instead of dealing with them, they have been ignoring the slights and annoyances. But after a while, they build up, and you build resentment towards your own friends if you don't deal with it. Sunset teaches forgiveness here. You have to confront your friend friends when they've hurt you, but you also need to know how to forgive your friends and how to recognize when you've hurt them. Not even Twilight Sparkle, the literal princess of friendship, saw this. After having forgiven one another, the friends try stopping the sirens, but it's only when Sunset joins in their song, again fighting sirens, fight fire with fire, that the group can actually beat them and restore harmony to the world. Here we see that via forgiveness and reconciling with our friends, we can restore our friendships and grow even stronger in them. In the third movie, we finally focus more on Sunset and her interactions with the human world's version of Twilight. Remember, the human world is a parallel to Equestria, and thus there naturally was a human version of Twilight. We'll call this Twilight Sci-Twi because that's what the fandom calls her. So Sci-Twi goes to a different school and has been using science to study all the magical happenings at the school where Sunset and her friends go. The two schools naturally have a competition called the Friendship Games, which is supposed to be all about promoting friendship between the two schools, but really just creates a bitter rivalry. Sci-Twi, during the course of the games, ends up stealing the main cast's magic and is pressured into releasing that magic by her school's corrupt principal who cares more about winning the games than helping her students. Sci-Twi is then corrupted by the magic, turning into a raging she-demon because she gave in to temptation. Sunset immediately understands Sci-Twi and using the magic of friendship turns into a she-angel and proceeds to try and talk Sci-Twi down. Sci-Twi refuses and they battle. Sunset manages to gain the upper hand, but instead of destroying Sci-Twi, Sunset offers her friendship and forgiveness. Sunset understands Sci-Twi and she can empathize with her. Here, not only has Sunset fully redeemed herself, but she shows us even more lessons about forgiveness. She has finally mastered the meaning of friendship and how forgiveness plays a role in it. When we encounter enemies, we can't just sympathize for them. We must empathize with them. Sometimes we need to meet them at their level, understanding where they are coming from. And then we forgive them, even before they ask for forgiveness. We need to offer them our friendship, despite them almost destroying our world. Here, Sunset offers us almost perfect guide on how to be a Christian. If you'll bear with me, the main message of My Little Pony is that love and friendship are the best ways to live your life, and they can bring change into the world. They can change the world. In a very real way, Christianity has the same message. Sunset shows us an almost Saul to Paul redemptive arc. Before we can possibly change the world through friendship, we must first confront the demons in our own hearts. Only then can we have any hope of helping our friends deal with their demons. And once we have helped our friends, we can then forgive and help our enemies. Sunset's journey reminds us that we all have demons inside ourselves and amongst our friends, and if we are serious about Christ's commandment to love our enemy, we must be masters of forgiveness, not only of giving it, but also of asking for it. I hope that this has been interesting for you and that it has caused you to think and reflect upon your own life and your own personal journey. I think during this time of Lent, it's very important to reflect on our lives and see where we are failing and how we can be better followers of Christ. Until next time, Adje Quadagis.